telah dikenalkan pada tahun 2017 dan sebanyak 28 jabatan telah menggunakan perkhidmatan tersebut. Inisiatif Bahagian Pengurusan Arkib. Di antara inisiatif Bahagian Pengurusan Arkib adalah inisiatif pemindahan rekod jabatan. Unit pemindahan rekod jabatan berperanan membantu jabatan menguruskan prosedur pemindahan rekod atau fail jabatan ke repository rekod negeri. Rekod atau fail yang dipindahkan adalah yang telah dinilai dan diluluskan pindah oleh bahagian pengurusan rekod. Di antara aktiviti yang dijalankan di dalam inisiatif pemindahan rekod jabatan adalah latihan pemprosesan fail pindah. Latihan pemprosesan fail pindah akan diberikan kepada jabatan atau agensi yang mempunyai fail pindah atau fail yang diwujudkan sebelum tahun 1963. Penyediaan ruang sangkutan bagi pemprosesan fail pindah. Ruang sangkutan ini disediakan untuk jabatan yang mempunyai fail pindah, jabatan yang mempunyai fail diwujudkan sebelum tahun 1963 dan berminat untuk memindahkan fail tersebut kepada pustaka, dan juga untuk jabatan yang tidak mempunyai ruang untuk memproses fail di jabatan sendiri. Untuk permohonan penggunaan ruang sangkutan, jabatan boleh membuat permohonan secara bertulis kepada Ketua Pegawai Eksekutif Pustaka Negeri Sarawak. Inisiatif yang ketiga pemindahan rekod jabatan adalah kempen satu fail satu minggu. Kempen ini adalah untuk menggalakkan pemindahan rekod dan fail yang sistematik dari jabatan dan agensi Kerajaan Negeri Sarawak ke repository rekod negeri. Inisiatif yang keempat adalah Rescue Government Records and Archive Program (REGRAP), di mana ia membantu jabatan atau agensi Kerajaan Negeri Sarawak yang mempunyai fail pindah dalam pemprosesan fail tersebut sebelum dipindahkan ke repository rekod negeri. Sehingga tahun 2020, Pustaka Negeri Sarawak telah menerima sebanyak 77,546 buah fail melalui pemindahan fail oleh jabatan atau agensi. Perkhidmatan rujukan rekod. Repository Rekod Negeri Pustaka Negeri Sarawak bertanggungjawab untuk mengendalikan perkhidmatan rujukan rekod awam yang telah dipindahkan oleh jabatan atau agensi Kerajaan Negeri Sarawak ke SRR. Perkhidmatan rujukan ini disediakan untuk 1. Jabatan atau agensi Kerajaan Negeri Sarawak iaitu pemilik rekod. 2. Penyelidik atau orang awam yang ingin merujuk atau membuat kajian berkaitan dengan pentadbiran Sarawak. Kaunter perkhidmatan rujukan di repository rekod negeri beroperasi dari jam 8.30 pagi hingga 4.30 petang setiap hari kecuali Sabtu, Ahad dan cuti umum. Berdasarkan kepada situasi semasa COVID-19, pengguna digalakkan untuk menggunakan Archival Records Management System (ARMS) untuk membuat rujukan secara atas talian bagi bahan yang telah didigitalkan. Temu janji rujukan di repository rekod negeri hanya untuk jabatan atau agensi Kerajaan Negeri Sarawak sahaja kerana rekod atau fail yang dirujuk tersebut diperlukan untuk urusan rasmi jabatan atau agensi. Sehingga tahun 2020, sebanyak 32,821 rekod telah dirujuk oleh pengguna dan juga jabatan atau agensi. Unit Akses dan Data Entry. Unit akses dan data entry berperanan untuk memastikan metadata setiap rekod atau fail yang dipindahkan dimasukkan ke dalam Archival Records Management System (ARMS) bagi memudahkan akses kepada bahan. Di samping itu juga, unit ini berperanan menyediakan perkhidmatan pendigitalan dan mikrofilm kepada jabatan dan agensi Kerajaan Negeri Sarawak. Di antara inisiatif pendigitalan dan mikrofilm yang diperkenalkan adalah bertujuan untuk mewujudkan perkhidmatan pendigitalan dan mikrofilm yang berpusat di Repository Rekod Negeri, Pustaka Negeri Sarawak kepada jabatan dan agensi Kerajaan Negeri Sarawak. Ia juga sebagai langkah pemeliharaan fizikal rekod dan penyediaan akses kepada pengguna. Sehingga tahun 2020, Pustaka Negeri Sarawak telah mendigitalkan sebanyak 166,350 rekod dan memikrofilmkan 136,967 rekod. Unit Pemeliharaan Koleksi Arsip bertanggungjawab menjalankan kerja-kerja pemeliharaan dan pemeliharaan rekod atau fail yang dipindahkan ke Repository Rekod Negeri. Pelbagai inisiatif pemeliharaan dan pemeliharaan diperkenalkan seperti 1. Penguasapan rekod bagi fail pindah. Sebelum fail pindah disimpan ke repository, fail tersebut akan melalui proses penguasapan menggunakan Biomaster Fumigation Machine. Proses penguasapan ini mengambil masa 22 jam dan pegawai bertanggungjawab perlu memakai alat pelindungan diri sepanjang proses penguasapan. 2. Pemeliharaan fail atau rekod di jabatan. Di Repository Rekod Negeri, kita mempunyai makmal pemeliharaan khas bagi menjalankan kerja-kerja pemeliharaan dan pemeliharaan. Makmal ini dilengkapi dengan peralatan dan perkakasan pemeliharaan seperti mikroskop, dehumidification chamber, ultrasonic dehumidifier, preservation iron, dan pH pen. Proses pemeliharaan fail atau rekod jabatan ini melibatkan beberapa proses seperti proses deacidification, kaedah pengawetan, kaedah salut mati haba, pengkapsulan dan juga penjilidan. Perkhidmatan penguasapan rekod di jabatan. Perkhidmatan ini bertujuan untuk memelihara rekod dan fail di Jabatan Kerajaan Negeri, khususnya di tempat penyimpanan dan bilik fail di jabatan. Proses penguasapan ini dapat menghalang pembiakan serangga perosak serta mengekalkan kesekitaran yang kondusif dengan menghilangkan bau busuk dan gas berbahaya seperti amonia dan hidrogen sulfida. Sehingga tahun 2020, 2,029 rekod telah dibaik pulih dan 15,525 fail pindah telah melalui proses penguasapan di Repository Rekod Negeri. Perkhidmatan penguasapan rekod di jabatan telah diperkenalkan pada tahun 2017 dan sebanyak 28 jabatan telah menggunakan perkhidmatan tersebut.
Assalamualaikum and a very good morning once again to all our participants, presenters and partners joining us here and online. Welcome to day 3, the final day of Salco 2025. It's been an amazing journey over the past 2 days, and today we are wrapping things up with a very meaningful sub-theme: digital inclusions and sustainability. For those who have been with us from the start, thank you for staying in the course. And if you are joining for the first time today, a warm welcome to SALCO 2025, the Sarawak Annual Librarian Colloquium, where we celebrate libraries as vital agents of change in our communities. Over the last 2 days, we have explored community engagement and innovations and preservations. Today, we close our colloquium by focusing on digital inclusions and sustainability, a topic that truly defines the future of libraries. In today's world, digital access and sustainability go hand in hand. Libraries play a powerful role in bridging the digital divide, ensuring that everyone, regardless of background, has access to knowledge, technology, and learning opportunities. At the same time, libraries are leading efforts in building sustainable practices for the future generations. Throughout today's sessions, we'll be hearing stories and studies on how libraries in Sarawak and beyond are making that visions a reality. Let's begin our final set of paper presentations for SALCO 2025 under the theme Digital Inclusions and Sustainability. Over to our moderator.
With knowledge. Libraries and archives have long considered the custodians of information, now face the challenge and opportunity to ensure that these digital shifts do not leave anyone behind. Digital inclusion is more than simply providing access to computers or the internet. It is about creating meaningful opportunities for communities to engage with knowledge, to learn, to explore, and to participate fully in society. It is about ensuring that technology becomes a bridge and not a barrier. And in parallel, sustainability asks us to consider the long term impact of our actions, not just on the environment, but on the people, systems, and communities we serve. Sustainability in libraries and archives means developing practices, skills, and strategies that endure, adapt, and remain relevant to the changing needs of society. As we explore today's presentations, we will see how libraries and archives are embracing these dual objectives, working to bridge the digital divide while building systems that can sustain knowledge for generations to come. Each presentation today will highlight different aspects of this journey. Our first presentation examines digital learning platforms and information literacy initiatives. These tools are not just about providing access to information, but about empowering learners across Sarawak to acquire the skills they need to navigate a knowledge-driven world. By enabling communities to access educational resources anytime, anywhere, these initiatives demonstrate how libraries can serve as hubs of lifelong learning. Following that, we will hear about training needs and capacity building efforts. This presentation highlights the critical role of professional development in creating a workforce of future-ready librarians. By equipping library professionals with the skills to adapt to technological change, we ensure that libraries remain responsive, resilient, and capable of delivering services that truly meet the needs of their communities. Next, we will also gain insights from Pustaka Negeri Sarawak Miri, showcasing how advocacy for the sustainable development goals can strengthen local impact. The presentation will demonstrate how libraries can play a pivotal role in community engagement, fostering partnerships, and advancing social development initiatives, particularly in Northern Sarawak. We will then explore Pustaka's own journey toward building sustainable libraries in the digital age. This session will show how innovation and adaptability are not abstract concepts, but practical strategies that help libraries remain inclusive, resilient, and aligned with the evolving expectations of their users. And finally, our session concludes with a research-driven perspective on records management and sustainable governance in higher education. This presentation highlights how effective information systems and governance practices are essential not only for institutional accountability, but also for the preservation of knowledge that supports learning, research, and transparency over the long term. Taken together, these presentations illustrate a larger narrative that libraries and archives are not only keeping pace with technological change, but are also shaping the future of knowledge accessibility in meaningful ways. They show us how equitable access, sustainability, and professional innovation can intersect to create systems that are both effective and enduring. As we begin today's session, I encourage all of you to reflect on these themes. Think about how your own work intersects with digital inclusion and sustainability. Consider the challenges your institutions face, but also the opportunities to innovate and to make a lasting impact on the communities you serve. Let these discussions inspire you to exchange ideas, challenge assumptions, and envision new possibilities for libraries and archives in Sarawak and beyond. Without further ado, let us begin day 3 under the theme Digital Inclusion and Sustainability. To start us off for our last day of SALCO, we will hear from Mr. Edison Rickett of Pustaka Negeri Sarawak, who will share insights on how digital initiatives are transforming learning opportunities and expanding access for communities across Sarawak. So join us in welcoming Mr. Edison Rickett with his paper, Unlocking Knowledge for All, How Pandey Program and E-Learning Platform is Empowering Sarawak's Learners.
Good morning, distinguished colleague, fellow librarian, and esteemed guests. I'm Edison, head of the Lifelong Learning and Information Literacy Division at Pustaka Negeri Sarawak. Today, I'm honored to share with you the story of Pandey, the People Accessible Network for Digital Empowerment and Inclusivity, and how together with our e-learning platform, it is transforming Sarawak community into digital empowered learner, fully prepared for the opportunity and digital economy. And let me share with you my slide. So this is my presentation for today. At the heart of Pandey lies a single mission, digital inclusivity. Our objective is to enhance competency and readiness of all community for the digital economy. Through Action 47 of Sarawak Development Strategy, we are tasked with building a digitally ready community. This means developing skill, strengthening competency, and above all, ensuring that no one, whether in city or remote villages, is left behind in the digital age. It is about more than technology. It's about building confidence, trust, and empowerment in using digital tools in everyday life. Pustaka has been appointed by the state to lead digital competency efforts. This is responsibility to take we take it seriously. We focus on three key areas: providing equitable access to technology, driving community-based empowerment, and building sustainable digital ecosystem that will last beyond projects or funding cycle. The catalytic roles is what has enabled Pandey to grow into Sarawak flagship program for digital inclusion. Alignment with PCDS 2030, our efforts are fully aligned with the Sarawak Post-COVID-19 Development Strategy 2030 or PCDS 2030. Pustaka role is to transform access into action, because access alone is not enough. Community must be able to use digital skill to generate opportunity and solve real problem. Through Pandey, we support Sarawak three strategic pillar: economic prosperity through workforce upskilling, social inclusivity by bridging digital gaps between rural and urban, and environmental sustainability by promoting green literacy and sustainable practice. Pandey literacy for community. Pandey training is practical, community-based, and relevant. We cover information management and communication, using government digital services, digital transaction, cybersecurity, and even artificial intelligence awareness. The aim is simple: to build confidence so that everyone, regardless of age or background, can take part in Sarawak digital transformation. The Pandey e-learning platform. To extend our reach, we launched the Pandey e-learning platform. This online hub provides free self-paced course that covering diverse areas from local content documentation to reading literacy module to digital tourism and sustainability. Anyone, anywhere in Sarawak can register, learn at their own pace, and immediately apply what they can learn. The QR code you see here leads directly to the platform, a digital library of opportunity for all. Aligning with PCDS pillar, let me emphasize again how Pandey contribute to PCDS. For economic prosperity, Pandey provide workforce upskilling. For social inclusivity, the Digital Community Center, DCC, bridge rural-urban gap. For environmental sustainability, our Sarawak Lestari community promote green literacy. This is how library like Pustaka can serve not only readers, but the entire development agenda of a state. The real impact of Pandey is best told through our user story. Like Rosmiawati from Kampong Pandey, a retail cashier learned to sell homemade snack online. Her household income rose by 30%. Safrizal from Kuching built a website venture into e-commerce and doubled his income by selling local products like homemade sambal. The income grew by 80%. There are not just numbers. These are family empowered, community uplifted, and life change. Between 2018 and 2024, Pandey has trained more than 100,000 learners through 1,534 programs. The impact aligns strongly with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal, SDG 4, quality education, SDG 10, reduce inequality, and SDG 17, partnership for the goals. This demonstrates that library not only just knowledge provider, but agent of inclusive growth. Pustaka efforts are integrated across Sarawak major strategic framework. The Sarawak Digital Economy Strategy 2018 to 2022, the Post-COVID-19 Development Strategy 2030, and the Sarawak Digital Economy Blueprint 2030. Within this, Pustaka contribute digital business development, education and skills training, and public sector innovation. This is how we anchor library within a state-level policy execution. Innovation through partnership. Of course, none of this could be achieved through partnership. Locally, we work with UCAS, SMA, UNIMAS, Sarawak Development Institute, Sarawak Media Group, and many others. At international level, we collaborate with the Asia Foundation, Google ORG, Startup Malaysia, and others through Go Digital ASEAN, embedding Sarawak into global digital literacy initiative. We have also extended Pandey into non-library domain. The Accelerate My Business program with Google ORG and Startup Malaysia has reached nearly 2,500 women-led MSMEs. With the Sarawak Tourism Board, we support tourism entrepreneur. This adaptability shows that Pandey is not just a library program, it's a cross-sector platform for empowerment. In terms of award and recognition, this innovation has been recognized at both state and global level. Pustaka has won the International University Carnival on E-Learning Award, the Digital Inclusivity Award 2022, the Premier Digital Economy Award 2022, where we got the bronze medal. And most proudly in 2022, UNESCO awarded the Confucius Prize for Literacy to Sarawak State Library for the Pandey program. This global recognition proved that a library in Sarawak can lead the world in literacy innovation. As we move forward, our focus is on scaling community impact. We are expanding into rural and interior area, ensuring that elders, youth, and marginalized groups can be all benefit from digital skill. This image represents what Pandey is all about. Real learning, real life, from senior navigating mobile apps to rural family exploring online marketplace. Pandey ensure that digital inclusion become a life experience for everyone, for every Sarawakian. In conclusion, Pandey is more than just a program. It's a movement of empowerment and inclusion. Through innovation, partnership, and commitment, Pustaka Negeri Sarawak has transformed libraries into catalysts for development, bridging divide, creating opportunity, and preparing our community for the future. Together, we're showing the world that Sarawak is ready for the digital future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Edison Riquet, for that insightful presentation on Pandey Initiative. Your discussion has clearly highlighted how digital initiatives such as Pandey can bridge gaps in access to knowledge, empower learners across Sarawak, and support lifelong learning in meaningful ways. We hope that this paper can inspire us all to think about how digital tools can drive inclusive education. Thank you once again for sharing your expertise and insights with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now move to our next presentation, one that focuses on empowering the library profession through strategic training and future-oriented development. Our next paper is titled Training Need Analysis TNA for Sustainable Talent Growth and Future-Ready Librarians, and it will be presented by Dr. Kiprawi Sani, the Business Developmental Manager of Zikir Innovative Sendirian Berhad. This presentation highlights how training needs analysis can serve as a strategic tool to identify skill gaps, strengthen competency, and ensure that librarians are not only well prepared for today's challenges, but also equipped for the demands of the digital future. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Kiprawi Sani to deliver his presentation.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. Today I will be sharing with you about a training need analysis or 10A for sustainable talent growth and future ready librarian. All we know library works isn't what it used to be. User expect fast, digital and personalized services. So how we do know what skill our staff need most? Because that's where 10A come in and that's our focus today. I will share the slide with you. Okay, the first one is introduction. The library world is changing fast. We now deal with the digital services, remote access, and virtual help desk. User expect quick, smooth, and personal service, whether in online or on mobile. So our staff or our librarian must keep learning new skill. The big question is how we find out what training our librarian really need. Okay, that's why we use 10A. What is 10A? 10A is a training analysis that I mentioned with you early on. It helps us find what training is truly needed, not just what we think is needed. It keeps training relevant, focused, and linked to our library goal. All right. Training need analysis answer three questions. Okay, number one is who need training, and then number two is what do they need to learn, what the skill they need to learn, and number three is how should we deliver it, the duration of the training, 2 days, 1 days, 1 week, and then the mode of the program, face to face or online. So this is the contributor of the concept in A. It started in 1961. Now is a lot of changing because of the technology also changed, human also changed, everything is changed. Okay, why DNA is important? DNA help libraries to move from reactive to proactive training. So it save resources, save our costs. We can identify what is technology we need to learn, help us to keep up the new thing. Okay, we also can support SDG like quality, education, and equality. Okay, it also helps when the staff have different skill or background. Okay, our staff, the library, they have a lot of skill. They have a lot of education background. Everything is very diversity. All right. Next slide. Digital transformation challenge. That's why we need 10A. Library now handle a lot of these e-resources, big data, IR, repository, and also the AI tool. So as a librarian or as a person, as human, we must keep learning. We can get our knowledge everywhere. So the librarian also like that. They must keep learning from data management to digital preservation. Technology will change very fast, so everyone have to learn. So the process is continue. The process must be there. All right. What we can do, what we can get from TNA. Okay. This next slide is core competency areas. So we can identify three common areas that we always we can find when we do our 10A. Number one is customer service. We are the face of the library, so good communication and ability to build trust. Okay, we must interact with our user every day. So the second one is multilingual communication. In Malaysia, of course, we have a lot of language, the main language behind Bahasa Melayu, Bahasa English, and also we have to learn the local. Alright, number 3 is a digital literacy, from the basic computer to metadata and digital preservation. Everything we must learn. This must have a skill. Everybody, every librarian, every staff must improve the skill. We cannot stay on what we have now. We have to keep learning. All right. Okay. When we do a training program, then it will help us in the to align the training program with the mission and vision. Okay. When we want to develop our training program, it must match with our library mission and university of our uh, our company, our institution goal. Okay, it should also support the UN SDG. Okay, if not all or 3 area, maybe 1 area, 2 area. Okay, in this case, we can see goal number 4, goal number 8, and goal number 9. Right? We can use it as a guide. Okay. All right. The step to TNA. TNA process is only a recommendation. So here I prepare for you. Okay. The step number 1 is assessment. No, step number 1 is competency mapping. What is the required skill that we need through 10A? We can identify it. So number 2 is assessment. We can do assessment using Google form or interview or observation. We can use 10A to evaluate staff performance. Okay, number 3 is find the gap. What is missing? What is missing in our current situation? And then what is the missing? What we can do where this why we need an A, we can identify the gap. All right, number 4, the training program. From this step, we have to design the program. What the content we want to put, what is the method of the training, what is the duration, what is the cost involved, how many person we had to train. So there are a lot of things we can see when we do the when we design the program. Okay, the last one is monitoring, then evaluate, and then to measure the impact of the program. Is it achieve the target, achieve the objective of the training? So here we can practice the thing. All right. Okay. The next one is benefit of 10A. 10A make our training more effective. Staff feel motivated. We can save money. It keep training like to goal and create a culture of continuous learning. So as a librarian, we must keep learning, and then we must, in our mind, we have to improve every day. All right. Okay, strategies to make 10A work. To make 10A successful, we can, number 1 is access the skill regularly. You can do it twice a year, once a year. Okay. Number 2 is follow national or IFLA standard. National, of course, we can benchmark our national library, and then also we can benchmark IFLA standard. Number 3, we encourage peer learning and sharing. Maybe at our office, our library, we can ask our staff to share the thought, the knowledge that we have, that they have. Maybe twice a year, once a year, bi-quarterly. So it keep keep the sharing and keep learning. The culture is there. Right. Number 4 is use digital tool to track training. Okay. For example, when we want to do the skill audit, we can use the Google form. A lot of digital tool outside there, so we can use it. library and sustainable goal. Okay, library is not just a book. Also, we must support the community learning and digital inclusion. When we have a trained librarian, it helps to bridge, to close the gap, okay, to close the digital gap and to empower people. So that's why the library, the trained librarian is very important. Okay, the conclusion here, the what we can get from this session, TNA is vital for developing future-ready librarian. TNA is a process. It's not a one-day process. It's not a one-time process. It's a continuous process. It helps us to focus on what matter most. People, what matter most is the people. When we invest in our staff, we build a stronger and future-ready library. Okay, investing in people equal to investing in the library future. I want to share with you a quote. This quote: "A library's greatest resource is not its collection, but its people." Right? We have to think about it. All right. Okay, this is our focus. We are from CK Innovative Center Berhad. What we do, what we done is uh, we of we are training provider. We focus on technical and non-technical training. And technical, for example, technical training is khusus SKP CIDB. Okay, we offer the program. We have very experienced and very good trainer. For non-technical program training, we conducted team building. We also offered the HRD corp training. At the same time, we also engage with community. We give back to them. Engage with student. We engage with what do you call it, community. All right. Okay, this is how to contact us, or how to get us. Our office at Metro City Kuching. Also, and our training room also at Metro City Kuching. Okay, I would like to thank our Salco committee for this session. Hopefully, we can meet again for the next knowledge sharing. So, thank you very much, and Assalamualaikum.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kiprawi, for that insightful and timely presentation. Your presentation truly focuses that sustainability isn't only about technology, but it also about nurturing human capital and continuous professional development.
Yes, continuing on to the theme of growth and sustainability, our next presentation highlights how libraries can drive the global sustainability agenda at the local level. So let us welcome the next presenters, Mr. Ahmad Samsudin, Ms. Lilian Baunpulo, Ms. Cynthia Fabian, and Mr. Abdul Aziz Bujang from Pustaka Negeri Sarawak Miri with their paper titled Advocating the SDGs for Northern Sarawak, the Strategic Role of Pustaka Negeri Sarawak Miri.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good morning, conference organizers, fellow librarians, and all participants for this online conference. It is my pleasure to present our paper entitled Advocating the SDGs for Northern Region of Sarawak, the Strategic Roles of Pustaka Negeri Sarawak Miri. Libraries today play a key roles in advocating sustainability and lifelong learning values that are at a very heart of the United Nations 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. And this paper shares how Pustaka Negeri Sarawak Miri align with the initiative of United Nations for Sustainable Development Goals. Our focus is on community engagement, inclusivity, and lifelong learning, three pillars that empower people, bridge knowledge gaps, and support sustainable development at the local level. And through this lens, we position Pustaka Sarawak Miri as a crucial knowledge institution and community hub, driving progress towards the SDG across northern region of Sarawak. Libraries today go beyond books, and we actually empower communities. We have evolved into dynamic spaces that connect people, ideas, and technology, driving education, innovation, and inclusions. This paper also shares how libraries in Northern Region, which focus on Pustaka Sarawak Miri, with actively advocate for the United Nations SDG through knowledge sharing, community programs, and partnership. Our effort, of course, guided by the Sarawak vision for sustainable and inclusive future, as outlined in the post-COVID development strategy PDCS 2030, which emphasizes on digital transformation, human capital development, and environmental sustainability. And through this alignment, libraries, Pustaka Sarawak Miri, we serve not only centers of learning but also catalysts for achieving local sustainability goals. By following the directive from the Premier of Sarawak, Pustaka Sarawak was entrusted to lead SDG awareness and advocacy effort across the state. The mandate recognizes that unique position of libraries as connectors, educators, and change agents. Institution that bridge government initiative with every realities of communities. At Pustaka Sarawak Miri, our approach center on the community. The first one is on community engagement, bringing knowledge and opportunities to people where they are, and of course the inclusivity, ensuring that everyone's, including marginalized and rural communities, has equal access to informations and lifelong learning, nurturing curiosity, creativity, and critical thinking for sustainable progress. Through this focus area, Pustaka Miri continues to translate state level vision into local action, driving the sustainable development goals within the northern region of Sarawak. To bring sustainable development goal closer to the people, libraries like Pustaka Miri adopt a variety of innovative and inclusive approach. This includes mobile outreach program, where we bring the books, digital resources, and learning activities to remote and rural area. And the next one, thematic exhibition, raising awareness on sustainability, heritage, and community well-being through creative display and event. Even last time in July, we have conducted big exhibition actually, to the our library patron. And the next one is digital learning platform through Pandey, promoting our digital initiative by Sarawak government, and we have accessible online modules and tutorials. Okay, the next one, collaboration with the schools, community leaders, and NGO, strengthening partnership that expand local impact and outreach. Together, this initiative help to localize SDG messages, bridge the development gaps, and empower communities across northern region of Sarawak to take part in a building sustainable future. Next, talk about the focus of SDG. At the Pustaka di Sarawak, MIRI, our initiative are strategically in align with the several key SDG that reflects the library evolving role in community empowerment and sustainable growth. And the first one is SDG 4, quality education. And our role is promoting lifelong learning through literacy program, reading initiative, and digital skills training. For SDG 8, decent works and economic growth, we empowering communities with the access to skills training, entrepreneurship, information, and career development resources. So we have a lot of platform here. And SDG 9, industry innovation infrastructure, advancing digital inclusion. The role is advancing digital inclusion and innovation by providing access to technology, digital form, and creative spaces. Sometimes we organize the event related to the STEM concept. SDG 17, partnership for the goals. The roles is to strengthening collaboration with the government agencies, educational institution, NGO, and local communities for shared impact through this focus area. So Pustaka MIRI, we reinforce its roles as a key enabler of sustainable development, and of course connecting people with knowledge, opportunities, and partnership that make the tangible difference. This is the case example. At Pustakaan Wisrat Miri, our commitment to the SDG is reflects through hands-on community initiative and creative educational program. The library acts as an information hub and community learning center, offering platform for local content creation, knowledge sharing, and public engagement. Through this effort, we aim inspires behavioral change and encourage social transformation toward sustainability. And the recent example for in these photos for the beach cleaning at Pantai Marina in Miri, Sarawak. We have a collaborative environment initiative promoting community responsibility and ocean sustainability. And the next one, if you can see on the slide here, Bengkel Lestari Seni and Seminar Sarawak Lestari in July this year as a platform merging art, culture, and sustainability education, engaging youths and local creators as well as the community leaders. And we also have the exhibition at our premise at Pustaka Miri, and it is ongoing exhibition for the public to showcase our initiative and related to the SDG. So together this initiative demonstrate how Pustaka Miri transform global goals into local action and community empowerment. And of course, the challenges. We also have the challenges for this initiative. And while Pustaka Sarawak Miri continues to advance the SDG across northern Sarawak, several challenges persist in sustaining and expanding this effort. The first one is digital, of course, digital divide in rural communities. Many interior area, the rural area, limited internet access and digital literacy gaps, which hinder participants in online learning and digital inclusion programs. Okay, and the next one also related to the geographical isolation. Okay, the vast and disparate landscape of northern region of Sarawak is challenging to reach a remote and indigenous community consistently through physical outreach. And we only rely on the outreach program by using four-wheel drive to go there, to reaching people outside there. And yeah, the needs of sustained policy and funding support. Because for long-term impact require continuous investment, policy alignment, and interagency collaboration to ensure that SDG-related library programs remain effective and far-reaching. And despite these challenges, Pustaka Miri remain to bridge these divides using innovation, partnership, and community collaboration to reach every corner of the region. Moving on to the next slide. And we talk about the impact. Through its continuous effort, advocacy, education, and community engagement, Pustaka Miri has made a measurable impact on local communities in advancing the SDG. And the key outcome includes the first one is to improve sustainability literacy and increase public understanding on environmental, social, economic sustainability through exhibition, workshop, and outreach program. And the second one is to enhance local content creation, okay, greater participation in documenting, sharing local stories, culture, and innovation that reflects our diverse identity. We documenting our culture. We have the oral history group to do this. And the third one is empowered community. This is by expand access to knowledge, digital tools and skills training, enabling individuals to make informed and sustainable life choices. And last one, strengthen share responsibility, foster a growing sense of collective ownership towards sustainable development among citizens, institutions, and local partners. So together, this impact demonstrate how Pustaka Miri transformed the library space into a center empowerment, collaboration, and sustainability. It's not only in-house program, but also of the off-site program. And the way forward, yeah, of course, we look forward to the future of Pustaka Miri, and as a whole, Pustaka Negeri Sarawak instead remain committed to deepening its role as a catalyst for sustainable development in Northern Sarawak. Our way forward focus on three key directions. The first one is continuous partnership, strengthen collaboration with government agencies, NGOs, and education sectors to co-develop impactful cross-sector program aligned with the SDG. And the second one is advocate for policy integration and sustained investment to encourage by encourage continued policy recognition and funding support for the library SDG initiative. And this will ensure long-term impact and inclusivity. And the next one, scale up community centered initiative. Expand our outreach underserved and rural regions, empowering more communities through literacy, digital learning, and sustainable living program. Of course, we cannot fulfill all requirements because in Sarawak we have a vast area and we need to do by phases. Through this step, Pustaka Miri also will continue champion the vision of a sustainable, informed, and inclusive Sarawak, where libraries are heart of community transformation. And for the conclusion, the libraries today, and I mean Pustaka Miri, we are more than just a repository for the books, as we are active agent for change. And we are also foster sustainability by empowering communities to make informed choices. Okay, and then to promote equity, ensuring access to the knowledge for all. And the next one is to the library. I mean, Pustaka also inspired empowerment, nurturing skills, creativity, and lifelong learning. Also, together these roles shape more inclusive, informed, and sustainable Sarawak, where libraries serve the heart of community transformation. And with this, we also need to thanks and appreciate to all our smart partners. And this, I think, we really extend our heartfelt appreciation to all who have supported and collaborated with us in Pustaka Miri in advancing SDG in northern regions. For instance, the one that we always collaborate with, Majlis Bandara Miri, MBM, and the community partners, schools, NGOs, and for their continuous support, engagement, collaboration, and commitment to share the goals. And of course, for the Sarawak State Government, for the vision, leadership, and policy direction that guide our sustainability and inclusivity effort. Together, this partnership make the library's SDG journey possible. In Pustaka Negeri Sarawak as a whole, inspiring so that we can inspire collective action towards sustainable and inclusive Sarawak. With that, terima kasih. Thank you very much, and I look forward for any question and discussion later. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ahmad Samsudin, Ms. Lilian Baumpulo, Ms. Cynthia Fabian, and Mr. Abdul Aziz Bujang for your insightful presentation. Your presentation has highlighted how libraries can actively advance the Sustainable Development Goals through community engagement, partnerships, and innovative programs. And I'd like to invite everyone to reflect on this. How can your own institutions or communities adopt similar strategies to support the SDGs? Please feel free to type your questions, experiences, or ideas in the chat, and we will address them during the Q&A session with the panelists later.
We now move on to the second last paper presentation for today. We will be exploring a fascinating case study that reflects innovation in action, ones that come from our very own Pustaka Negeri Sarawak. The paper title is Building Sustainable Libraries in the Digital Age, Pustaka's Experience, and it will be presented by Nurfahan Aini, Muhammad Kazri Muhammad Ramzi, and Associate Professor Dr. Shamila Muhammad Shuhidan. This presentation will share how Pustaka has integrated sustainability into its digital strategies, ensuring that libraries continue to remain relevant, resilient, and responsive in the age of technology.
Assalamualaikum and very good morning everyone to the all participant of the SALCO 2025. I am Farhan from Pustaka Negeri Sarawak. It's a pleasure to be here today to share our paper titled Building Future Sustainable Libraries, Pustaka's Experience. And together with me, the authors for this paper are Mr. Muhammad Kazri, my colleague from Pustaka, and also Associate Professor Dr. Shamila Muhammad Shuhidan from UITM Puncak Perdana. So this presentation is based on our paper that explores how Pustaka Negeri Sarawak has integrated sustainability principles into its library services programs and community engagement, especially in the digital age. So we will look at how our initiative aligns with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, and how libraries like ours can act as agents of sustainable development in communities. To start, let me summarize what this study is about. So our paper examines Pustaka Negeri Sarawak efforts in building sustainable libraries that align with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, particularly focusing on the SDG 4, which promotes the quality education, and SDG 11, which focuses on sustainable cities and communities. So as we know, in this digital era, libraries face both opportunities and challenges. So technologies allows us to expand access to the knowledge, but at the same time we face issues like the digital divide and resource limitations. So through this paper, we will discuss how Pustaka integrates digital tools and community-based programs such as the Pandai program and the Digital Community Center to support sustainability. So overall, our study highlights how libraries can become a catalyst for the community empowerment, inclusions, and sustainability. So for the introductions, the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development provides a global framework for peace and prosperity for people and the planet. So libraries play a vital roles in achieving these goals by promoting education, providing access to information, and fostering lifelong learning. So Pustaka Sarawak, just a little bit history, was established in the year of 2000s, and this year we were celebrating 25 years of Pustaka Sarawak, and Pustaka has the visions to be the reservoir and fountain of information and knowledge to the state. So we serve as a knowledge hub connecting people, archives and information centers across Sarawak and beyond. So our building itself reflects, maybe some of the participants or you guys that are watching here might be have been to Pustaka. So as you know, our building itself reflects harmony between modern design and the natural environment, a true symbol of sustainability. So Pustaka initiatives are closely aligned with SDG 4 and SDG 11, but we also covering the others 17 goals of the SDGs. So we focus on enhancing knowledge and digital literacy while promoting inclusive, safe and resilient communities. So through innovative programs, we did contribute to transforming urban and rural spaces into learning-driven, sustainable environment. So we had three main goals in this study. First is to identify Pustaka initiative for building sustainable libraries in the digital age. Second one is to explore how we integrate the digital technologies into our services and programs, particularly through the Pandey program and DCC or the Digital Community Centers. And the third one, to show how these initiatives aligns with the social, economic, environmental and the digital pillars of sustainability. So this is aligned with the SDGs that we have in Pustakas, Negeri Sarawak, the SDG 4, the quality education, lifelong learning and digital literacy, and SDG number 11, sustainable cities and communities, inclusive and resilient spaces. And might be other relevant SDG is SDGs number 8 and 13, but we also I'm pretty sure the other agencies or organizations also have covering some of the 17 goals for the SDG, because we have the 7, as we know that we have 17 goals of the SDG. Sometimes we didn't notice that we are covering might be some of the SDG 1 or 4 of number 5 or 11 itself. So let me now share a summary of the literature review for this study. This is some of the literature review highlights. So the recent research has increasingly recognized that libraries are becoming sustainable leaders. So according to the CADA and CADA 2024, libraries today are not only important information center, they are also the key players in promoting social, economic and environmental goals. So the globally, the IFLA, Environment, Sustainability and Library sections, also known as NSULIB, encourages libraries to inspire their communities through initiatives like the IFLA Green Library Awards and by providing open access resources. So these efforts actually, ladies and gentlemen, aim to motivate both librarian and the public to take more environmentally responsible actions. So together this initiative reflects libraries' commitment to the triple bottom line approach, ensuring that their operations are financially viable, socially just and environmentally sustainable. So now we are focusing on our local context. So Pustaka Sarawak stands as a strong example of this global movement. So Sarawak, known for its rich natural and cultural diversity, is advancing its visions of sustainable Sarawak, a holistic development plan that balances ecological preservation, social inclusions and economic growth. So this approach emphasizes protecting natural resources, uplifting communities, and ensuring a long-term economic resilience. So in summaries, as a CADA 2024 reaffirms, libraries must move beyond being traditional information providers. They should embrace their evolving roles as agents of sustainability, aligning their practices with environmental protections, economic resilience, and the social well-being. So globally, sustainability in libraries is often described through the three pillars: social, economic, and environmental, as proposed by the scholars like Purvis, Mao, and Robinson, and also Clune and Zender. So here is this example of the model by the scholars. So in line with this movement, Pustaka follows a similar framework of sustainability, one that balances environmental care, social inclusions, and economic development. But as the technology becomes central to the knowledge access, we realize that a fourth pillar, that is digital sustainability, must be included. This means ensuring that people, regardless of age or background, have the skill and access needed to participate in the digital world. So as a part of Sarawak broader sustainability agenda, Pustaka contributes to community resilience by promoting environmental literacy, civic participations, and lifelong learning. So our approach actually integrates sustainable practices into library operations and community programs. So digital sustainability is at the heart of Pustaka missions. We have implemented several programs that combine the technologies and sustainable development principles. So we have adopted the smart library initiative, such as digital lending, online archives, and the Angkasa 2 apps, which allow users or the patrons to borrow books independently. So these innovations make learning more accessible while supporting paperless and eco-friendly operations. So one of the key initiatives is the Pandai program, which stands for People Accessible Network for Digital Empowerment and Inclusivity. So these programs target people of all ages, from teenagers to adults and senior citizens, and aims to reduce the digital divide, especially in the rural areas. It offers digital literacy training, online safety awareness, and access to e-learning modules. So the Pandai e-learning platform provides convenient access to courses on local content, tourism, reading programs, and sustainability topic. I'm pretty sure that the previous presenter, that is Mr. Edison, have been sharing with you guys regarding on the Pandai programs. So another important initiative is the establishment of digital community centers, or we call it DCCs. So these centers actually provide the free internet, digital devices, and safe learning spaces for all the community. So they host adult literacy workshops, sometimes reading therapy sessions, and even an SDG awareness camps. So by bringing the technology and learning closer to the community, these centers promote inclusivity and innovations. They serve as hubs for the local engagement, lifelong learning, and community empowerment. So next is social sustainability. So Pustaka also focuses on the social sustainability, which means fostering inclusive, equitable, and resilient communities. We do this through various initiatives such as adult literacy workshop, local content documentation competitions, and the Sarawakiana Festival. So these programs preserve our cultural heritage and strengthen community identity. We also support the mental and emotional well-being through bibliotherapy workshops, where reading is used as a therapeutic tool. So in addition, we provide comfortable leisure reading spaces that encourage relaxations and connections among visitors. Together, these initiatives build a sense of belonging and promote lifelong learning. So just for information of the audiences, the upcoming festival Sarawak Kena will be organized in Pustaka Miri. Okay, and don't forget to join us for the Sarawak Kena Festival in Pustaka Miri, one of the campuses of Pustaka apart from Kuching and Cebu. Okay, next is economic sustainability at Pustaka. Revolves around creating opportunities and empowering local communities. So we conduct entrepreneurship and financial literacy workshop to help small businesses and individuals thrive. So the local authors and publishers are given the platform to promote their work, linking cultural productions with income generations. And we also collaborate with local vendors during the event, turning the libraries into a hub for economic and social exchange by combining creativity, education, and sustainability. So Pustaka supports both community growth and the local economy. And then environmental sustainability is another pillar of our approach. So our library buildings are designed to be energy efficient and environmentally friendly, using natural lighting and waste reduction system. So we also lead community campaigns such as no single-use plastic, tree planting drives, and recycling programs. If you ever come to Pustaka, you will see Pustaka in Sarawak was surrounded by most of the trees, the Sarawak timbers. So through initiatives like Sarawak Lestari, e-learning and knowledge camp, the Sustainable Me, we promote hands-on environmental learning. So these programs not only raise awareness but also inspire citizens to take real actions toward environmental conservation. So from our study, we found that sustainability in libraries goes beyond just environmental practices. It encompasses digital inclusions, social well-being, and economic resilience. So the libraries can be a powerful platform to connect people, ideas, and communities, helping them adapt to change and thrive. So through this initiative, we have learned that sustainability is not just about being green, it's about being inclusive, adaptive, and community-driven. So the libraries can play a transformative roles by bridging digital gaps, empowering local communities, and preserving knowledge ecosystems for the future generations. Of course, challenges remain, such as scaling up our program, managing resources, and measuring a long-term impact, especially in the rural areas. But our experience shows that libraries can indeed be catalysts for sustainable development. So in conclusions, Pustaka Negeri Sarawak's experience shows that libraries are not only keepers of the knowledge, they are agents of transformation through our combined focus on the digital, social, economic, and environmental sustainability. We have created a model that connects people with learning opportunities and empowers communities to act for a better future. So we believe every library, regardless of its size or resources, can contribute to a more sustainable and inclusive world by embedding these values in its services and cultures. And this is some of the references, and for that, thank you for joining me and to listen to the presentations of the Pustaka experience in sustainability. Thank you and Assalamualaikum.
Thank you very much to Mr. Nur Farhan Aini, Mr. Muhammad Kazri Muhammad Ramzi, and Associate Professor Dr. Shamila Muhammad Shuhidan for that truly enlightening presentation. What a remarkable journey shared by Pustaka Negeri Sarawak, one that beautifully demonstrates how innovation and sustainability can coexist within the library ecosystem. The initiative presented today reflect not just technological progress, but also a deep commitment to community engagement, environmental responsibility, and lifelong learning.
Yes, thank you for that inspiring presentation on how libraries can continue to evolve and adapt in the digital age. All right, up next, we will shift our focus to the governance side of sustainability and how effective records management contributes to accountability and long-term institutional growth. So for the next paper, let us welcome Ms. Siti Nurliana Shafarin, Master of Information Science student, UITM, with her paper titled Records Management for Sustainable Governance in Higher Education, a Systematic Literature Review.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very quick day to the respective member of Sarawak Librarian's Colloquium. My name is Siti Nurliana Shafarin. I am a master student, a postgraduate student from UITM in Pustaka from Master of Information Science. So today I'll be presenting my paper in SALCO empowering communities, libraries, and archives as catalysts for sustainability, innovation, and inclusivity in the digital age. So my paper is entitled Record Management for Sustainable Governance in Higher Education Institutions and Systematic Literature Review. So the first author is myself, and the second author is Professor Dr. Asma Mahisa, which is my supervisor. So the abstract of this study, so this paper presents a comprehensive systematic literature review, SLR, of the empirical studies of record management in higher education institutions. So this paper aims to provide a synthesis perspective on the present record management practices in higher education, which aim to identify issues, gaps, challenges, and practices in the age of well-defined record management governance measure in education setting. So this study collected the paper with interpretation approaches, which are case studies intended to grasp the record management meanings and context. So this paper utilized Prisma 2022, which is a tool with a full name preferred reporting items for systematic reviews and meta-analysis as a guideline in synthesis the literature review. So these are the articles selected and eligible for the study consists of 25 articles out of 100 articles found with a predefined inclusion and exclusion criteria in this study of scope. So the collections of eligible articles in this paper are analyzed in thematic analysis, which mainly the first thing record management framework policy in higher education, the second thing the mechanisms of record management in higher education, and the third thing record management practices in higher education. So the findings of the papers will emphasize the current state and challenges of record management practices in higher education governance and practices. So the keywords of this paper is record management, itself, governance, compliance, practices, and higher education institutions. And then we move to the introduction. So this paper is specifically into the record management practices. Why? Because it is act and a vital major custodian of both conventional and digital records in institution setting. So as stated in ISO 15489/2016, record management involves the life cycle of the records, which consists creation, receipts, maintenance, use, and disposal of records, together with the practices such as identification, classification, preservation, archiving, and disposition of the record management in each institution. So why this study highlight the three key themes that I've been mentioned before? Because the first one, record management framework and policy, it is the guidance of the institution in standardize their record keeping practices. Second, audit mechanism act as a compliance and accountability practice through a regular inspection. The third one is record management practice due to its ability in improving efficiency, access to information, and decision making within higher education institutions in ensuring the continuity of striving the institution goals. So there are three research questions, which is the first research question is, are there any framework and policy adopted in higher education institution? The second research question is there any audit or monitoring process implemented in ensuring effective record management in higher education institution? And the third research question is how record management is being practiced in higher education institution. So the research method of this study is applied using the PRISMA 2022 guideline in ensuring a structured manner and credible review process. So as quoted by Chief Adol 2022, PRISMA is introduced in 2009 and provide a systematic approach for the article selection, screening, data extraction, and analysis. So by using a PRISMA 2022, it is guide our paper to the following five main steps, which is the first one is resource selection, study focus, and data collection, eligibility criteria, and data analysis. So the research sources were drawn from major academic database. So there are 6 main academic databases chosen by the authors in this study. So the first one is ResearchGate, ProQuest, Emerald Insights, Springer, Sensera, and Google Scholar. Where the keywords that include to select the articles in this study is as such, which are record management, information governance, framework, policy, standardization, audit compliance, university, institution, and higher education. So it ensuring the currency and relevance of the grasping the current practices. The authors has limited the study in range 2017-2025. So as displayed here, the result. So the authors managed to find 100 articles that focus on the inclusion scope of the study. So the delegation of research sources from the academic database, the authors found out ResearchGate consisting of 54 articles found, 69 articles found in Google Scholar, and for Emerald Insight, ProQuest, Springer, and Sense Direct is 1 article for each databases, right? So for the results, by using PRISMA 2022 guideline, there are 4 stages in during the articles selection. So the first step is identification, screening, eligibility, and included. So for the identification, studies include 100 articles, and then all of 100 articles is analyze the duplication, either it is any same articles duplicate in various research sources. So the tools used here is a Mendeley, where we identify the duplicates articles. And then after remove the duplicates, the number of articles is consisting as 16. And then for the second stage is screening. So the articles is screened into two, which is 49 articles and included and 48 articles were excluded. The reason why, due to the unmatched keywords where each of the articles are rechecked back either the keywords is aligned or not with the predefined inclusion keywords that mentioned earlier. So if the article is not consisting minimum 2 keywords, it will be excluded. And then for the eligibility, the articles that sought for retrieval is 33 articles, where from the 49 articles, 8 articles are excluded with reason. Yes, this article is meeting the same research focus, meeting the keywords as predefined in inclusion. However, these 8 articles is conducting in different settings. For instance, record management practices in medical health center. So it's not in university, it's not in higher education setting. So we need to exclude it. So the last stage of Prisma dialogue is included. So there is altogether 25 articles that will be synthesis in this paper. So out of 25 articles, there are 3 themes of this study. So the first theme consists of 17 articles. The second theme is of 1 articles, and the third theme is consists of 25 articles. Alright, so for the discussion, in theme 1, record management framework and policy in higher education institution. So the discussion 1, across 25 articles, only 7 articles that discuss about the insufficient implementation of record management frameworks and policy in higher education institution. For instance, paper in Istilama et al. 2023 study, UIN, University Islam Negeri Surakarta, has reported that there is a lack of clear rules on classification and retention schedules. While the same thing happened in the two universities policy that only covered record retention but ignored the key life cycle elements. Stated by Itsoyani and Njama 2022. Also, several studies from Paris and Insurance 2023 NEETS and HGC 2025 as well reported the absence of formal policy that lead to poor record keeping and delays in retrieval process. So, in covering the gaps of in covering the policy gaps, some institutions has begun to establish frameworks such as Ahmad Bello University and CSU in Manila has initiative to establish a framework, a recognition framework. However, there are certain circumstances that need to be defined more. Access has weakened by the staff, lack of training and awareness. So we can say that good policy is not the static policy, but rather a good policy is predefined regularly according to the needs of its institution and staff. So overall for this team, the evidence shows that without a standardized frameworks, higher education struggle with governance, accountability, and consistency in manage the information assets. So the second thing is audit mechanism of record management in higher education. So out of 25 articles, only 1 article by Babakula et al. 2024 that mentions specifically about the audit mechanism. Audit mechanism in record management are critically underdeveloped. Only one study highlighted their agency with a finding of 85% of the respondents stressing the need for the audits. However, the existing audits remain informal and inconsistent, with only 47 of units documenting compliance effort, while others rely on basic monitoring. So this case study is implemented in Faculty of Education in Ahmad Bello University. The supported of this underdeveloped method is supported by February 2016, which reinforced the issue, citing the study in his thesis, which cited the National Audit Office Malawi stated that no audit can be conducted without a proper reports. So, in his case study, in Minima and Zuli, has revealed a complete or absence record management audits, which hinted a further by weak policy, lack of executive support, and limited expertise. So these things underscores the urgent need for structured audit system in higher educations to enhance governance and accountability in ensuring the accountability of information assets. So the third theme is record management practices in higher education. The authors highlighted only two focus, which are majority mentioned by the all 25 authors. Right? So all studies in the review pointed to insufficient RM practices, such as mishandling and missing records were prevalent, with students who are often misplaced, the duplicate or incorrectly recorded as seen in Nigeria's university. It is supported by Mabera 2020 and Shinidu et al. 2020. So, Alison and Otuzu 27 also say that failures have caused some students to delay graduation due to lost academic records. And then another recurring problem was the delay in report retrieval. Although few articles highlighted this, we are well known that retrieval remains a core element of record management. So without efficient retrieval, the institution risks service disruption and inefficiency, assisted by Hong Kong government's guideline in 2015. So this scenario stress the three R principle in record management, which is providing the right record to the right people at the right time. So we can see that with weak practices in this area, compromised institutions' credibility, efficiency, especially in decision making. So this theme showing the agency of improving record management processes. So for the conclusion, this paper has illustrated a comprehensive systematic literature review that synthesizes the focus of record management practices and governance in higher education. It presents record management ensure the good decision making and governance in higher education setting. Also, is avoid the loss of institutional memory, the information assets, and the trend of this area through a thematic analysis approach to the record management practitioners and readers regarding the current state of RM practices in higher education. So, although many of the articles highlighted the instances of record keeping in higher education in the African continent, the issues might happen elsewhere too if proper record keeping is not prioritized by the top management of the organization of the institution. So, indeed, record management is the backbone of good governance, effectiveness, and efficiency, transparency, and accountability of organization of the higher education institution itself. So that's all for my presentation of this paper. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Siti Noliana, for that thoughtful and well-structured presentation. Through your paper, we've seen how effective records practices not only ensure transparency and accountability, but also strengthen institutional memory and support data-driven decision-making. It's a reminder that digital transformation must go hand in hand with governance and stewardship. Okay, so while we wait for participants to submit their questions in the chat for the upcoming Q&A session, let us take a short break. This is a great opportunity for us to stretch a little bit, grab a drink, or just relax for a few minutes. And at the same time, we encourage you to type in any questions, reflections, or comments you have in the chat, and we will make sure to address them when we return. We'll see you back here shortly with our panelists for the discussion.
Unit akses dan data Inisiatif Bahagian Pengurusan Arkib. Di antara inisiatif bahagian pengurusan arkib adalah inisiatif pemindahan rekod jabatan. Unit pemindahan rekod jabatan berperanan membantu jabatan menguruskan prosedur pemindahan rekod atau fail jabatan ke repository rekod negeri. Rekod atau fail yang dipindahkan adalah yang telah dinilai dan diluluskan pindah oleh bahagian pengurusan rekod. Di antara aktiviti yang dijalankan dalam inisiatif pemindahan rekod jabatan adalah latihan pemprosesan fail pindah. Latihan pemprosesan fail pindah akan diberikan kepada jabatan atau agensi yang mempunyai fail pindah atau fail yang diwujudkan sebelum tahun 1963. Penyediaan ruang sangkutan bagi pemprosesan fail pindah. Ruang sangkutan ini disediakan untuk jabatan yang mempunyai fail pindah, jabatan yang mempunyai fail diwujudkan sebelum tahun 1963 dan berminat untuk memindahkan fail tersebut kepada pustaka, dan juga untuk jabatan yang tidak mempunyai ruang untuk memproses fail di jabatan sendiri. Untuk permohonan penggunaan ruang sangkutan, jabatan boleh membuat permohonan secara bertulis kepada Ketua Pegawai Eksekutif Pustaka Negeri Sarawak. Inisiatif yang ketiga pemindahan rekod jabatan adalah kempen satu fail satu minggu. Kempen ini adalah untuk menggalakkan pemindahan rekod dan fail yang sistematik dari jabatan dan agensi Kerajaan Negeri Sarawak ke repository rekod negeri. Inisiatif yang keempat adalah Rescue Government Records and Archive Program (REGRAP), di mana ia membantu jabatan atau agensi Kerajaan Negeri Sarawak yang mempunyai fail pindah dalam pemprosesan fail tersebut sebelum dipindahkan ke repository rekod negeri. Sehingga tahun 2020, Pustaka Negeri Sarawak telah menerima sebanyak 77,546 buah fail melalui pemindahan fail oleh jabatan atau agensi. Perkhidmatan rujukan rekod. Repository Rekod Negeri, Pustaka Negeri Sarawak bertanggungjawab untuk mengendalikan perkhidmatan rujukan rekod awam yang telah dipindahkan oleh jabatan atau agensi Kerajaan Negeri Sarawak ke SRR. Perkhidmatan rujukan ini disediakan untuk 1. Jabatan atau agensi Kerajaan Negeri Sarawak iaitu pemilik rekod. 2. Penyelidik atau orang awam yang ingin merujuk atau membuat kajian berkaitan dengan pentadbiran Sarawak. Kaunter perkhidmatan rujukan di repository rekod negeri beroperasi dari jam 8.30 pagi hingga 4.30 petang setiap hari kecuali Sabtu, Ahad dan cuti umum. Berdasarkan kepada situasi semasa COVID-19, pengguna digalakkan untuk menggunakan Archival Records Management System (ARMS) untuk membuat rujukan secara atas talian bagi bahan yang telah didigitalkan. Temu janji rujukan di repository rekod negeri hanya untuk jabatan atau agensi Kerajaan Negeri Sarawak sahaja kerana rekod atau fail yang dirujuk tersebut diperlukan untuk urusan rasmi jabatan atau agensi. Sehingga tahun 2020, sebanyak 32,821 rekod telah dirujuk oleh pengguna dan juga jabatan atau agensi. Unit Akses dan Data Entry. Unit akses dan data entry berperanan untuk memastikan metadata setiap rekod atau fail yang dipindahkan dimasukkan ke dalam Archival Records Management System (ARMS) bagi memudahkan akses kepada bahan. Di samping itu juga, unit ini berperanan menyediakan perkhidmatan pendigitalan dan mikrofilm kepada jabatan dan agensi Kerajaan Negeri Sarawak. Di antara inisiatif pendigitalan dan mikrofilm yang diperkenalkan adalah bertujuan untuk mewujudkan perkhidmatan pendigitalan dan mikrofilm yang berpusat di Repository Rekod Negeri, Pustaka Negeri Sarawak kepada jabatan dan agensi Kerajaan Negeri Sarawak. Ia juga sebagai langkah pemeliharaan fizikal rekod dan penyediaan akses kepada pengguna. Sehingga tahun 2020, Pustaka Negeri Sarawak telah mendigitalkan sebanyak 166,350 rekod dan memikrofilmkan 136,967 rekod. Unit Pemeliharaan Koleksi Arsip bertanggungjawab menjalankan kerja-kerja pemeliharaan dan pemeliharaan rekod atau fail yang dipindahkan ke Repository Rekod Negeri. Pelbagai inisiatif pemeliharaan dan pemeliharaan diperkenalkan seperti 1. Penguasapan rekod bagi fail pindah. Sebelum fail pindah disimpan ke repository, fail tersebut akan melalui proses penguasapan menggunakan Biomaster Fumigation Machine. Proses penguasapan ini mengambil masa 22 jam dan pegawai bertanggungjawab perlu memakai alat pelindungan diri sepanjang proses penguasapan. 2. Pemeliharaan fail atau rekod di jabatan. Di Repository Rekod Negeri, kita mempunyai makmal pemeliharaan khas bagi menjalankan kerja-kerja pemeliharaan dan pemeliharaan. Makmal ini dilengkapi dengan peralatan dan perkakasan pemeliharaan seperti mikroskop, dehumidification chamber, ultrasonic dehumidifier, preservation iron dan pH pen. Proses pemeliharaan fail atau rekod jabatan ini melibatkan beberapa proses seperti proses de-acidification, kaedah pengawetan, kaedah salut mati haba, pengkapsulan dan juga penjilidan. Perkhidmatan penguasapan rekod di jabatan. Perkhidmatan ini bertujuan untuk memelihara rekod dan fail di Jabatan Kerajaan Negeri, khususnya di tempat penyimpanan dan bilik fail di jabatan. Proses penguasapan ini dapat menghalang pembiakan serangga perosak serta mengekalkan persekitaran yang kondusif dengan menghilangkan bau busuk dan gas berbahaya seperti amonia dan hidrogen sulfida. Sehingga tahun 2020, 2,029 rekod telah dibaik pulih dan 15,525 fail pindah telah melalui proses penguasapan di Repository Rekod Negeri. Perkhidmatan penguasapan rekod di jabatan telah diperkenalkan pada tahun 2013 dan sebanyak 28 jabatan telah menggunakan perkhidmatan tersebut.
Welcome back, everyone. Now it's time for Q&A session. But before I'm moving on for our session, let me recap for today's paper. We have 5 papers together under the sub-theme Digital Inclusion and Sustainability. The first paper titled Unlocking Knowledge for All, How Pandai Program and E-Learning Platform is Empowering Sarawak Learners. Second paper, Training Need Analysis, TNA, for Sustainable Talent Growth and Future Ready Librarian. Third paper, Advocating the SDGs for Northern Sarawak, the strategic role of Pustaka Negeri Sarawak Miri. Second last paper, Building Sustainable Libraries in Digital Age, Pustaka's Experience. Lastly, Record Management for Sustainable Governance in Higher Education, a systematic literature review. We will now open the floor for our Q&A session. Participants are welcome to share questions or comments. Yeah, Marina, while waiting, everyone gathering their thoughts, let's take a moment to reflect on the presentation we just watched and heard. It's very interesting to see how today's discussion connect directly with our theme of digital inclusion and sustainability. The idea shared today remind us that innovation in library is just not about technology. It's also about mindset, collaboration, and a long-term vision. And I believe that many of us can relate to some of those challenges and opportunities here.
Yes, true. And the digital inclusion and sustainability theme, of course, is integrated in every day in our tasks as librarians and also archives. And we have to start thinking about how we want to get digital inclusivity and sustainability to work hand in hand so that we are not only getting everyone on board for digital inclusivity, but also thinking about everything that influences our decision in line with the technologically advanced modern day these days, right? So yeah, we have a lot to think about. Of course, Salco is a platform for us to gather our thoughts, share our experiences, and have this discourse among us for the librarians in Sarawak and beyond, of course. So yeah, I think we can also start our Q&A session. Yeah, Marilyn?
It's from webinar chat. It's from Hajah Salina Zawawi. In Dr. Kiprawi's opinion, based on the experience of doing TNA analysis on competency mapping, for instance, what existing competencies are becoming obsolete or less critical and why?
Yes, so we can we get Dr. Kiprawi to answer the question?
Dr. Kiprawi, our second paper presenters for today's paper.
Yes. Do we have Dr. Kiprawi with us as the panelist?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'm sorry about the delay. All right. Thank you, Aja Selina, for the question. All right. From my experience doing DNA and competency mapping for libraries, based on my observation, I noticed that some traditional skill like manual cataloging, physical record management, and print-based reference work becoming less critical. Maybe this is my point of view. Maybe because most of library now they use integrated library system. They are more digital. So and then user also prefer online access. And what's more important today are digital skill. Things like managing e-resources, digital curation, and teaching information literacy through AI and more digital. So when we do DNA analysis now, the focus is really on helping librarian upskill. And of course, we want librarian stay relevant in this digital and data-driven environment. So it's no choice, and then most of the librarian must take the opportunity, encourage themselves to uh, to learn, to upskill. They must add something with the academic academic qualification. They can take a short courses, uh, professional certificate. Okay, that is my suggestion. Right. I hope I answer the question from Haja Salina. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Kiprawi, for the answer. Okay, we have another question from Chehaja Salina as well, but this one is for Miss Siti Noliana. So the question is, how can records management be integrated with other institutional systems, for instance, research management, student information, HR, and finance?
Moderator, and thank you to Madam Haja Salina for the question. So, based on the finding of my SLR, the record management can be integrated to other institutional system too. Why? Because as the results that I found from the article, it's not only mentioned about the administrative core point, but rather it is as well mentioned for the research management, information system, and also the financial system. So may I quote some authors that have been presenting these various scope of record management framework. So for instance, by Chen Ledu et al. 2022 and Mabera 2022, they are mentioning about with a good record management framework, it will ensure the student information system. For instance, we have the issues where with the efficiency of record management framework, issues such as missing or inconsistent records are reported in African university. To the point with this missing records and documents, the student needs to delay their graduation. So this is emphasis how important the record management framework. And then the second scenario for the financial system, so with a good record management practice, it enhance the transparency, accountability by ensuring that all financial transactions, such as a ledger or university budget, have supporting documentary evidence. So I hope I want to conclude that the RM is not standalone for administrative function, but as a core to ensure the governance component in ensuring the institutional sustainability of their own information asset. So I hope it explained well for Mrs. Haja Salina and all panel. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Siti Noliana. Okay, so we can go to the first paper for today's session. So this question is to Mr. Edison Riquet. Okay, the question is, how were challenges such as internet connectivity, device availability, and digital skills addressed? And how does the Pandey program and e-learning platform help bridge this digital divide?
Okay, thank you for the question. I think one of the key advantage of Pandey is its ability to address the digital divide that often plague rural and remote areas of Sarawak. The program not only focuses on digital empowerment and inclusivity by traditional education institution, but it's also focused on the empowerment and inclusivity that enable to reach out the community that have traditionally been unserved by traditional education institutions. This is particularly important in the state of like Sarawak, where internet connectivity and technology infrastructure can be significant challenge, especially in rural area. Moreover, Pandey curriculum not only focus on improving digital literacy, but also emphasize on cybersecurity and data analysis skill, equipping learner with tools that they need to navigate the digital landscape safely and effectively. And this holistic approach to digital education ensure that Pandey learners are not only knowledgeable, but also well equipped with to thrive the 21st century job market. And the impact of Pandey efforts has been significant, as evident in recent study by Pustaka and UiTM in 2023. The study found that the program has been effectively improving digital literacy and instilling positive information-seeking behavior among its beneficiaries. With the world of AI, it really mind over AI. How we judge AI, whether the AI that we receive, the AI that the information that we get from AI, whether is can be trustworthy. And this is a testament that the platform, the program of Pandey ability to adapt the unique needs of Sarawak learner and deliver meaningful and impactful result. That is my answer for that question.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Edison, for the answer. And again, we encourage people, the attendees, to type in their questions in the chat for our presenters today. So we have another from webinar. Yeah,
Yeah.
Meredith?
Yeah, she's one of our panelists yesterday. It's from Philomena Septimus Amit. I have a question. How does the process of knowledge transfer through library initiative influence the attainment of the SDGs within rural communities?
Yeah, I think this question can be answered by our presenters from the SDG paper. Mr. Ahmad Samsudin, maybe?
Okay, the question is how does the process of knowledge transfer through library initiative influence the attainment of the SDG in rural area? I think the process of transfer itself through the library initiative, as I mentioned just now, at the heart of achieving SDG, especially in the rural area community. And I think we are at the Pustaka Miri level. We not only share our knowledge through the books and on the event at the library itself, where we involve other agencies. So we also need to have what we call innovate our service, where we bring together all the experts from other agencies, for instance, the doctors and so on, to give the awareness, and we bring them together. And like for upcoming program, we will involve a few libraries in Sarawak to be part of the library outreach program. So the more collaboration we have that, and then it will be gain more benefit to the public later. And for the digital literacy, we always bring the Pandey workshop so that we can incorporate what module that we have done before and give it to the community where what they have there, because we cannot give everything to them because as I mentioned just now, the barriers for the technology, and then geographical boundaries and so on. That is the main challenges for us. And we also use the method that, as I mentioned just now, by doing the exhibition. This is part of our storytelling to the local community. Then they will have something new in their daily routine. For instance, doing the awareness on the on health and so on, so that this knowledge will become their daily practices later on, and they're doing the right thing instead of not practicing the good thing in this new worlds. And I think that is how library become a true catalyst for achieving the SDG in rural area of Sarawak. And I hope this answer your questions. And I want to add some more point here. And through our SDG 3 and SDG 8, for the SDG 3 for the good health, and SDG 8 for decent works and economic growth. Sometimes we use the technology to teach them how to market their product and so on from the rural area. So it will benefit to them later when we have expose them, teach them how to use technology to product the market. So it will the sustainable, I think, for their economic and so on, it will improve their daily life later on. And of course, for the marketing at the rural area. Right.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ahmad Tamsuddin, for the answer. You have mentioned that you, of course, design or plan the activities to motivate the participants to participate enthusiastically. But also, what is the reception from the participants when you promote these programs to them? So, how did you motivate them to participate enthusiastically, and what are their reception towards the program's design?
Okay, for me, we are collaborate closely with the government agencies, for instance, schools and NGOs, as well as the volunteers. So for me, it is a win-win situation. It is they can be our smart partner, and I think we can call them some sort of collaborator, and sometimes storyteller and change maker for our program. So it is something that we benefit, and this initiative address the real local needs while contributing to the broader SDG later. And for the creating win-win situation, I think we use several key strategies. For instance, the main thing is about mutuality and visibility of and recognition. So our partners and acknowledge in exhibition, and then the report itself, and I think the media coverage and strengthening the public image as a contributor to the community well-being and sustainability. And for the capacity buildings, I think the resources of sharing. That is why we need to have collaboration by pooling expertise. As I mentioned just now, at Pustaka, we have the venue, and then the other agency have the expertise on their own field, like a doctor and so on. So we provide the venues and we complement each other actually. And both library and partners, again, new opportunities for learning, outreach and innovation. So I think, yeah, the reception of this is very good through the collaborations. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Ahmad. And I believe we have another question for Dr. Kiprawi. Okay, so Marilyn.
Yeah, it's from Madam Lorena Alo. Question to Dr. Kiprawi. Can you share with us what are the results of the gap analysis done after the implementation of the DNA in terms of gauging the desired competencies of librarians and other staff in general?
thank you for the question from Miss from Miss Lorena Ano. All right. We haven't carried out the full DNA yet, but once it's done, the gap analysis will help us to see where our librarian and staff are now compared to the competency what we want them to achieve. So, so I believe we will find the most of them are still very strong in traditional areas like cataloging, reference work, but there may be some gaps in digital skill, also in data management and user engagement. The result will really help us plan more focused training, especially on digital transformation and soft skill. So our team can stay relevant, confident in meeting changing need of the library and our users. Right? I hope that can answer the question. Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Kiprawi. May I add another question in regards to your paper? So you mentioned about mentorship and peer-to-peer training in the TNA. So what strategies are in place to ensure successful mentorship and peer-to-peer training? And how was the reception among staff when implementing the TNA?
Can you repeat the question again?
Yeah, okay. So you mentioned about mentorship and peer-to-peer training in your paper. Yes.
Correct.
Okay. So what strategies were used in place to ensure the mentorship and peer-to-peer training is successful? And then how was the reception among staff when implementing TNA?
All right. Mentorship and knowledge sharing is we can make it as a culture in our organization. So we have to encourage our staff to share what they have, what the skill that the skill that they already learned. So most of the staff now is reluctant or they are lack of this culture. So we need to encourage our librarian, our library staff to share the knowledge with the others. So when maybe we can conduct it twice a year, once a year, as long the knowledge sharing culture is there. I believe the more activity be done on knowledge sharing, uh, the the knowledge is already distributed, the skill already distributed. So I believe everybody will get something from the session, and the culture must be start from the from now. Maybe I suggest I recommended the library can can encourage can make their own session with what I said just now, maybe once a year or twice a year. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Kiprawi. All right, so for next question, we can address to presenters Mr. Fahan, Mr. Kadri, or Associate Professor Dr. Shamila. Okay, so the question is,
All right.
question,
Yeah.
okay. The question is, are there any unexpected benefits or opportunities emerge from implementing digital sustainability
Yes.
practices at Pustaka
Yes.
throughout all aspects?
Oh,
Can you repeat again the
Yeah, okay.
question?
So the question is, are there any unexpected benefits or opportunities emerge from implementing digital sustainability
Roni.
practices at Pustaka throughout all aspects?
Okay, by the way, Mr. Kazri is with me here. So
we will write another letter to invite him.
Okay, based on the implementation of SDG program that has been done in Pustaka,
010
actually we have a lot of
970
benefits based on the program
1473.
implementation. So usually we will have
Yeah.
new operators, smart partners, and instead of that, we can reduce our cost of implementations of the programs. It depends on the program itself, but there are a lot of positive impacts if compared to negative side impact. Okay, maybe Pak An got anything? Okay, right. I think Amalia, that's it.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kazri, for the answer. Okay, so we do have another question in the webinar. Maybe can be addressed here in the session.
That is from Livas Majus. To Mr. Ahmad, since you have been involved with quite an extensive with the rural community, how well does the rural community understand the purpose of the library's contributions?
Thank you very much, Ms. Livas. All right, for the question. And I think at the beginning last time, I saw, many saw the library meant of the place for the books or reading only. That is normally people thought about the library, but through the consistent engagement to the public and then the rural area, we have to unlock the perception about the library, especially through our program like Kembara Ilmu, and then we're doing the outreach, even Lan Berambe, something like that, at the community area, so that we have a agent there, the small library like digital community center. So we do have activities so that we can change the perception about the library. So from time to time, they began to recognize the library is much more than that. And that's why we will bring together another library like a university library and other consulting library in Sarawak to go, with us to go conduct the program at the rural area. So I think today rural communities views at the library as a partner of learning, and I think with the learning and progress, I say, and they understand that Pustaka Sarawak is the the library as a contributor, not just providing a reading material, but also empowering people with knowledge and practical skills, because we bring together all experts from other agencies, not only for the librarianship. So if they see the librarian itself, or they will see the books only, but if we bring the doctors and sometimes the lecturer from university, so they will change the perception. So we have a lot of things to it is not only in the form of book, but also in the skills and thoughts and talk or sharing. But we will suit all the program, follow their level and so on. And I think the rest, I think, is very, very positive, and both a community and our, especially to our smart partner. So, and it is a very, very strong interest in learning on how SDG connect to their daily life. That is what we wanted to bring to them. And when people, before this, when people say about SDG, they don't know anything about it. But when they, in the real life, that practice it every day actually, but they cannot translate it into the SDG. Okay, and that's why we have a lot of activity like a workshop, not only giving the books and so on, and through the mini exhibitions, and sometimes we approach them through program like gotong royong, beach cleaning, and gathering, so that we need to engage them at the right activity. So we will attend them every engaging. So I think what else? The most important thing is to bring the positive culture to them first. So the encouragement, encouraging teams, respects and shares of sense or responsibility for our environment and community, like beach cleaning just now. And I think the rest that is in rural area. We also conduct the workshop Bengkel town, so you cannot only see the rural area only, but we also have to cover at the city as well. For instance, and Bandara Miri. So we consistently conduct the workshop, and we, as much as possible, we conduct program at all levels. It's not only for the rural area, but overall, it's very good response from the community. Right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Ahmad. Now I'm go for Madam Lilian Baunpulo as your teammate. She said that the reception was very positive from both the community and our partners. Many participants showed strong interest in learning how the SDGs connect to their daily life, and activities like workshops and exhibitions were well attended. A library serves as the community university, provide community learning hub.
Yes, and I believe we do agree with the sentiment as well. We have to get participants or our daily users to relate to our programs on a daily basis, yeah, as Mr. Ahmad has mentioned. We need to get them to understand the programs that we have prepared for them and make them relate to their daily lives so that they can also see that all the programs that we have are actually for the benefit of the community as a whole. Yeah. So in library, in our library tasks, we usually use terms and phrases that we usually use like in corporate mode. Yeah. So usually only the people that is working in a library only will understand those terms and phrases. So it is high time that we as librarians take those phrases and terms and make them understand on their side, right? So I believe that's what we are working towards so that they can relate. All right. And then maybe with that note, I'd like to I would like to ask a question to Mr. Edison again. So as we are using our Pandey program and e-learning platforms, right? So of course, when we implemented it in the first place, there might be some challenges and all that. But once it was implemented, what were the biggest surprises or unexpected outcomes when implementing it across different communities in Sarawak?
Okay. When we first implementing it, sorry, my video and my camera is not on. Actually, it's on, but it doesn't show my face online. The COVID, when we started the Pandey e-learning, it's just happened during COVID. We launched the Pandey platform when COVID pandemic, and COVID pandemic has a profound impact on the educational landscape that accelerating the shift towards online and technology-enabled learning. And during that time, when we implemented the statistics enrollment on e-learning is shook very fast. A lot of enrollment. You know why? Because people during that time not even know how to use Zoom. So we come up with a Zoom module. We come up with how to application to order food. During that time, everyone is locked down. We can't even move. So what we did is we put all the module that related to Sarawak Pay, how to do payment, how to engage to do business online when economic is down. We even support the tour guide, which is during COVID, everything is stagnant. The tour guide can't even do any tour don't have tourists to come to Sarawak. So what we did is we make available all this module, and they have to learn leapfrog, how to use the Zoom, how to communicate, how to order food through Food Panda, for example. So it really designed to empower learner, and create a specific unique education needs in Sarawak that define how we access the information, how we share it and utilize it. So Pandey offer a comprehensive suite digital tools, resources to support community that thrive and reaching their full potential in this digital age. So Pandey innovative approach to e-learning has the potential to transform the education landscape in Sarawak and beyond, especially now when Sarawak will be offering free education starting 2026. Pandey platform might be able to offer free e-learning platform to university across Sarawak, even across Malaysia. So by addressing the digital divide, enhancing digital literacy, and equipping learner with critical thinking for the 21st century, Pandey is empowering a generation of learner to unlock their full potential and contribute to development of their community. Okay, thank you.
Yes, that is a very good approach, yeah, to the e-learning initiative, yeah, because nowadays we are not very far from anything, in online, yeah, because
Yeah.
everything is done online. Even our payment for daily purchases are done online. So it is very important that we adapt to e-learning processes and initiatives. So
Yeah.
thank you for that, Mr. Edison.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have another question for Miss Siti Norliana. Okay, so the question is, how can higher education institutions balance compliance requirements with practical usability of records for decision making?
All right, thank you for the question. So how the record management in university setting compliance with decision making? So for instance, I will put the approach of information governance, where with a good information governance that structurized, that ensure the authority, that provide a roles and responsibility towards the record management practices and processes. It is give a good direction, a good evidence, a good audit trail to the, especially to the board directors, to the board committee of university setting, in order to have in order to strive the institution's goals and demands. So for instance, I give you a simple a scenario of how record management practice is ensuring the decision making. So for instance, when we are hit with COVID-19, so before that, we don't have any circulation, we don't have any standard on how to conduct an online classes to the staff and even to the staff meeting. So with record management practice, we kept the circulation in our custody for a preparation for whatever happen next. In the future, we never know. So for instance, before this, we don't have any what we call ODL session. We don't have even a pandemic where we can't came to the campus. So we store the information such as circulation, such as how the standard on how conducting the classes online. So after this, perhaps we never know and we don't ask for it. But since the influenza been spreading in our country, so we never know. So by the information that we stored in our custody, it will lead to the decision making if something might happen regarding the influenza, is something if we want to conduct back the ODL session and whatnot. So with a good record keeping, we know what to do. So it's provide a good decision making for the university setting to still conduct the university continuity. So that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Siti Nurliana, for the brilliant answer. Yes, it's true that if we do have the practical usability of records and we have good audit trail and we have proper records keeping, it is crucial for decision making in the future, as we have had history with the situation before. Okay, very good example. Okay, so I think there is one more question here in the webinar.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's from Livas Majus again. To Mr. Edison, in your view, how can the library or Pandey initiative strengthen its role in helping the community verify information and reduce the spread of fake news?
Okay, one of the main role in Pandey is a digital, how to, especially nowadays with AI. Yeah, AI, where minds over AI, how information media, information literacy in digital space. In our module, we really create awareness, not only for the rural area, but for the public, so they can aware, especially the world of AI nowadays. For the rural folks, whatever they see in the social media, they will accept it as something which is a valid, So it's very important, especially in AI world now, that we need to educate the public, the community at large, the importance of, especially nowadays with deepfake AI, it's really difficult, especially the older generation. They see it's like so real. So, and one of our program we call AI awareness, where we really teach up to the ground. We train of trainers with our community, especially our partner at Digital Community Center. We teach them, and they also go to their respective community to teach them on the awareness about this. So, and also scam, especially scam. A lot of rural area, they're not able to differentiate which is scam. A lot of scam, it happening nowadays. A lot of money has been scammed due to this lack of awareness. So these are the core module that we highlight, that we really preach to the rural community about this awareness on digital, deepfake, AI, and so forth. And we now really focus that even our module, our platform itself is AI, going to be AI soon, where we allow community who have module that they want to be in our platform, they can actually enroll and develop their own. But of course, our team, Pustaka team, will monitor all the detail. I mean, when they submit, we will filter everything. But the platform in future later, it will be allow all community leader department in Sarawak to put their module in our platform. So for example, MCMC, they have a lot of cyber security module that they can klik dengan bijak, for example. They can put a module klik dengan bijak in our platform for free. So this will be enriching our module for the next 5 years when we want to achieve PCDS 2030 and Digital Economy Blueprint 2030. So take this opportunity. The platform has been given by the government of Sarawak, and Pustaka as the coordinator will really unlock the full potential of each citizen in Sarawak. Okay, that's my feedback for that question.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Edison. Yes, I hope that answers the question from Mr. Levas. Okay. Yes, and I do agree, and I believe that we have the potential to help reduce the spread of fake news. And again, our roles as librarians or archivists, we do have a role in that as well, and in educating the user. So not only relying on the Pandey Initiative program, but every day in our lives, talking to our peers, talking to our families and friends can also help to reduce the spread of fake news. Yeah, I believe. Okay. So I think one more question, maybe to Mr. Farhan and Mr. Kazri, for your paper. So in Pustaka's experience, of course, it is always evolving with time. So how did users respond to the changes? And were there surprising patterns in user engagement or adoption of how Pustaka runs their business?
Okay, thank you for the questions, Ms. Amanina. Wait, where's me? Okay. So the feedback from the patrons itself, it's have a positive impact. I mean, it had a positive feedback from the user itself. When it's come to the sustainability, because regarding the sustainability, we do have, just like Mr. Ahmad mentioned before, we organize lots of sustainability awareness and advocacy programs throughout these years, ever since we introducing the Sarawak Lestari, because we are entrusted by the Right Honorable Premier of Sarawak to be the champion of the awareness and advocacy for the sustainable Sarawak. So far, the feedback from the patron itself during in terms of the sustainability programs that we organize in Pustaka, it's quite good. And they also maybe some of the participants here might not know that we also have participated in the IFLA for the poster presentations during the IFLA in the Rotterdam for the sustainability library, because in Pustaka Miri, if you ever been there before, so we do have these hydroponic sections for the Pustaka Miri, and it's quite good. The feedback from the users that coming and they love. And also in Pustaka Kuching, we were surrounded by lots of gardens. We do have a community farming. We do have the sensory gardens, and people can just take seed swap there, and yeah.
Yes, okay. So thank you, Mr. Farhan, for the answer. Yes, and truly. I think even as users of the services that is provided, we also need to have that feedback to the organizations that we have interacted with. Yeah. So even as users, we need to have feedbacks, but also as partnerships, also we need to have feedbacks. Okay. So between Pustaka and the other agencies, as well as the associations like Salco or library associations anywhere, if we have this kind of connection with all of our users as well as library professionals, we can have a good discussion and a good strategy moving forward in this area. Okay, so thank you for all the questions that was posted here in the webinar. I believe there's no more questions from YouTube or Facebook.
Yeah,
Or is there
Amanda,
anything?
I'm going to read a comment from our webinar participants.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
from Philomena Septimus Amit. She said that building friendship with librarians, engaging with libraries, and embracing knowledge make life more meaningful and beautiful. Yeah, Mr. Ahmad also mentioned that he couldn't agree more. Libraries connect people, ideas, and purpose. That's where learning becomes living.
True. And again, that is the most important thing here. This is why Salco exists, yeah, Sarawak Librarians Colloquium. It's a platform for us to exchange ideas and exchange our experiences in our own fields and our own institutions so that we can achieve a better result for tomorrow. Okay, so I think we are okay to conclude our Salco 2035. Yeah, Marilyn?
Yeah, Salco this year theme is about empowering communities, libraries, and archive as catalysts for sustainability, innovation, and inclusivity in the digital age. We already covered these 3 days with our sub-theme. From day one is community engagement, and then innovation and preservation for day 2, and today is digital inclusion and sustainability. With more than 20 authors and 13 papers presented these 3 days of Salco.
Yeah, right. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we bring Salco 2025 to a close, we take pride in the knowledge, dialogue, and inspiration shared over the past 3 days. And throughout the sub-themes, we have witnessed the dynamic roles libraries continue to play in empowering communities across Sarawak.
From traditional services to digital transformation, we have seen that libraries remain center of learning, hope, and human connection. Each paper presented has added a valuable perspective to our shared vision for the future. We have covered 3 days of Salco, from sub-theme community engagement, innovation and preservation, and lastly, digital inclusion and sustainability. On behalf of the organizing committee, we extend our sincere gratitude to all presenters, participants, and partners who have made Salco 2025 a success.
Yes, and also to the team from Pustaka Negeri Sarawak and the organizing committees, your tireless effort and dedication continue to elevate the standards of professional excellence in our field. Thank you for your service and support, and may the insights gained here continue to inspire innovation, collaboration, and inclusivity in all of our libraries and archives.
With that, we officially conclude the paper presentation session of the Sarawak Annual Librarian Colloquium 2025 with theme Empowering Communities, Library and Archive as Catalysts for Sustainability and Innovation and Inclusivity in the Digital Age. We hope that in the next Salco Conference will see even more passionate paper presenters from various backgrounds and institutions bringing new perspective and innovative ideas. Every presentation today has reminded us that knowledge grows when it's shared. The more voices we have, the richer our discussion become.
Yes, and once again, I'm Nur Amanina Mastani, librarian from Pustaka Negeri Sarawak, Cebu.
And I'm Marilyn Elbert Matu, library assistant from Pustaka Negeri Sarawak Miri.
And to all our presenters, participants, and guests, we look forward to welcoming you to future Salco events, and we wish you continued success in all of your endeavors.
And now we'll hand the session back to our MC, Mr. Farhan.
Thank you.
Goodbye. See you next year.
And just like that, we've come to the end of Salco 2025. Over these 3 days, we have explored how libraries connect with communities, innovate for preservation, and drive digital inclusion for a sustainable tomorrow. A heartfelt thank you to all our distinguished speakers, participants, and organizing team for your dedications and enthusiasm in making this colloquium a success. Before we officially close, let's take a moment to give ourselves a round of applause for the knowledge shared, the network built, and the inspirations we will carry back to our workplaces and communities. On behalf of the organizing committee, thank you once again for being part of Salco 2025. We wish you all the best, and may the spirit of lifelong learning continues to guide us all. See you next year. Assalamualaikum and bye.
Tersergam indah megah menjadi kebanggaan kita, bukti wawasan dicita, maklumat dan pengetahuan, penuh terhimpun harta ilmu untuk kita terokan. Pustaka Negeri Sarawak, wadah ilmu untuk semua, bersama kita manfaatkannya. Pustaka Negeri Sarawak, berteknologi dan berusaha, berkhidmat ikhlas untuk kita. Pustaka Negeri Sarawak. Tersergam indah megah menjadi kebanggaan kita, bukti wawasan dicita, maklumat dan pengetahuan, penuh terhimpun harta ilmu untuk kita taruhkan. Pustaka Negeri Sarawak, wadah ilmu untuk semua, bersama kita manfaatkannya. Pustaka Negeri Sarawak, berteknologi dan berusaha, berkhidmat ikhlas untuk kita. Pustaka Negeri Sarawak. Dipenuhi aktiviti, sentiasa dikunjungi